You remember the other night you asked, I think, was it the morning or the night? And I forget. You said it's been a really long time.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've podcasted too.
It's been a long time.
It has been. So the big question is this. How are leaders like you that recognize people and technology are the backbone of the company they're building continue to make progress when they have no clear idea on how to develop individuals and utilize technology in a way that helps them remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is Tom and Michaela, and welcome to the Heart and Hustle Podcast. I love you. That's awesome. So, anyways, how was your 2 weeks off of hiatus here?
2 weeks off of podcasting?
Yeah.
Well, busy, sick, busy, tired.
No. You feeling better?
Yeah, mostly.
98%?
99.5.
No, you're there then. You're pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part where you just got to suck it up.
Yep.
I really enjoyed, we talked, we had a podcast talk or whatever it was at the AITP, the Association for Information Technology Professionals, I guess, if you would.
Yeah.
They're having a hard time with that, but I thought our topic was really good. Kind of want to talk about it tonight a little bit and kind of rehash that a little bit.
Okay,
maybe
let's
just
do it.
Not on like official record because like you were just coming off of being sick. We got the call like a week and a half prior saying, "Hey Tom, do you want to speak at the next Association for Information Technology Professionals meeting, AITP in Lincoln? And if so, what's your topic?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do it." And we booked it. We said everything is good to go. We're set. We're locked in. And then we're in Colorado, and you get sick.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, "Oh no."
Not good.
So we didn't prep. We didn't do anything. And pretty much we rolled up to the meeting and we winged it.
We totally winged it.
Just like this podcast.
Yeah. We wing a lot of stuff.
So,
we wing it.
So the topic was... Can you remember?
Yes, I do remember, actually. It was why you being the smartest IT geek in the room is not going to be enough for your career.
I wish and I don't know if I can say I wish I would have listened to that, but I really wish I would have known that when I was 22 years old.
Yeah, I bet.
Or maybe 24 years old, whenever I got into IT. I forget when.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean...
You spend your entire life, like, as an IT dude, and I'm sure it's like this in any profession, whenever there's a specialty, and you want to be the smartest person in the room. You want to be the smartest plumber. You want to be the smartest electrician. You want to be the smartest IT dude. You want to be the smartest HR person, and you so laser focused on being that person.
Yep.
In my respect, that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you want to walk in the room and be the smartest person in the room. Like, nobody's going to top you. Nobody's going to have a better idea than you, and nobody's going to have the ability to fix it better than you, and yet you don't know how to communicate at all.
Yeah. It's not a good place to be.
It's not a good place to be. It's like all those thoughts are in your head. You can think about it all you want, and when you come up to it, it's like, well, I have the greatest ability to do this, but I have no way to communicate that process.
Yeah. I think there are certain small sects of the IT community that you can... Sects. SECTS.
Got it. Okay,
yes.
Very good. Just making sure.
Yes. That you can do that in. Mm-hmm. You can be that IT guy who just like is laser focused on getting stuff fixed and getting the job done, and all else, it doesn't matter. I think there are certain fields that you can probably do that in, but they would never survive in our company.
I don't think our company. I think in the world in general.
I think 90% of the world, yes.
Imagine being the best surgeon in the world. I mean, we met, Matt and I, Matt Fuller, Ding and Matt, we met with the CEO of St. Elizabeth Hospital the other day, Derek Vance, wonderful guy. He's not a surgeon by any means, but he went off on talking about some of the surgeons which are working there, and the reason we were talking about them is because Matt knows them. Matt is related to some of the most high profile surgeons in our regional area. Right. It's his wife's brothers, sisters, cousins, best friend, boyfriend's girlfriend's brother who knows this guy, who knows this girl type of person, and anyways, they were kind of going off about it, and so the guy is super smart, but he's super humble. He can communicate and everything else. Mm-hmm. So imagine being a surgeon, like the smartest guy in the world, and he knows what he's doing, but he cannot communicate to the folks around him to pass him the knife.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
So it's like the IT world. It's like I come across, I mean this in a very much of a caring, empathetic way, but I come across a lot of geeks and dorks and, all day long, and they just frankly can't talk. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to communicate. So it's like there needs to be a course. Like if you're going to go into any field, and I think college needs to be like this too, or whatever school you go to, but there needs to be a massive shift in how to communicate with other human beings.
Well, it's kind of a lost art as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's getting worse and worse.
It is.
In society, and what they have often called those soft skills, the communication, the empathy, all those things are now the hard skills. And I mean, that's what we hire to. We don't hire to skill, we hire to those soft skills, and whether or not they're going to be able to communicate and play with the other boys and girls in the sandbox and get along with others and treat our clients well. Mm-hmm. And
every company needs
who
to be doing
cares if
this,
they can fix something?
Yeah, every company. I mean, whether you're a bank, you're a muscle car shop, you're
McDonald's for crying out loud.
I mean, you need to hire people that can communicate. End of story.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Like if you're a production line, maybe like if you're Ford, or if you're some big assembly line, and if your goal is to put this orange M&M, this thing right here inside this clear thing, even though it won't fit. But if you had to do this every day for 12 hours, yeah, who in the heck cares if you can talk to somebody? As long as you can fit that thing inside there, you're good.
Sure.
But 98% of your everything else and in that person's life, you're going to have to know how to communicate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, even in that set of circumstances, there's still communication that has to happen, whether it's the guy next to you down the row mm-hmm. or your supervisor or whatever.
Yeah. It's lost art, like you said. And I think it's actually it's not a new business model by any means, but it's something that I think people need to be taught on how to do. But people have to understand and go into it knowingly that they don't know how to communicate. And a lot of people are afraid to admit that.
Well, and it's not just happening with workers, quote unquote, in our community. It's happening with leaders in our community too. Right. I mean, communication is hard. It's not an easy thing. And I don't know. I think we have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn about it. I know many of the people I work with have a lot to learn about it, and hopefully we can just keep growing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm in the same boat. I learn every day, and I had a really amazing call this evening with our new IT manager, Jason, and it was 7 minutes and just massive amounts of just getting into it, getting things done, and moving on, and coming up with new ideas, and just able to talk on the phone. And it was just amazing to be able to go through that process, as opposed to, emails or just, not communicating at all, or just letting the status quo be. So it's awesome. So
it's good. It's always a good feeling to feel like you've accomplished something.
Yeah, it is.
In your communication.
It is. Moving forward, though, I think this is something I've been working on for quite a long time. I got to sneeze.
Okay, do it.
I can't.
Look at the light.
What?
Look at the light.
Is that supposed to make you sneeze? It's there. I can feel the tingling. But anyways, but you and I work together, and just kind of sidewinding subjects here again, I guess, moving on. But you and I work together 24/7, 365. There's not a day that we are not together. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. I mean, we've said this before in this podcast. We've said this amongst others. Like, we would have a hard time knowing that you went off, or I went off to my job every day from 8 to 5. You went off to your job every day from 8 to 5, and you kind of did your thing. I did my thing. We come home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, see the kids, do our thing, and then go to bed, and then wake up in the next morning and do it all over again. Mm-hmm. So with that said, as you know, we know not a lot, but probably a half a dozen, maybe a dozen, maybe a dozen couples in our same situation. Mm-hmm. Some as intense, some not as much, but pretty darn close, and I've invited probably 3 or 4 of them at this point in time, 3 or 4 couples to kind of be on this podcast with us, to kind of have this like CNN style of like just chat of what it's like to work together and live together and be together and see each other all the time and kind of see what that relationship is like.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I mean, obviously, you know, we have our relationship inside of work and outside of work, and I can honestly say that like it's so blended together with us right now that there is no work.
Yeah,
but on the bad side, there's like no separation from work until life either. It's just life.
Yep.
So is that bad or is that good? For us, is that bad or is that good?
I think it's okay most of the time.
I think
sometimes it's just like, I'm done. I need a break. I'm out. But most of the time, it's just like,
it's like
just
you have to
life.
be sick
it's
to be out,
though.
It's like you have to literally be sick and be ill to be out for a week.
I know. That's not necessarily a good thing, though.
But you wonder, is that the same for others?
But we'll find out through our interview process.
I think so. I met this wonderful guy named Chris Webb. He's him and his wife, they are in Lake Havasu City, Florida. And he got me kind of hooked to something called ketones. Yeah. It's kind of a drink supplement type thing, you know. And we've been trying it for a little while, and I think it's okay. Makes you pee a lot. You?
Well, I think it's just because you're drinking more than you normally would.
Yeah. Ketones, water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it, you know, so I've been communicating with him every so often. And then we also have a client who is a sheriff in a local community, kind of about 40 miles south of our space, and his wife is inside the court system inside that community, and he agreed to come on. And we have, you know, a couple more individuals or a couple more couples, I guess, if you would, that are going to kind of talk about it. You know, what's it like to work so closely together every day? What's it so like to be together, to kind of not have that separation? And I know you in your past life, as of me in my past life, you kind of had that. Mm-hmm. And looking forward, like now, I wouldn't have it any other way, not to suffocate you. Mm-mm. But I could not fathom not being at work with my wife every day. I don't know what that would be like.
Yeah, it would be hard. I feel like our life would be chopped up.
It would.
Into sections, and that would be hard.
It would. It'd be like, how do you know if you're on the same page, or if what you say is what you mean and what you mean with what you say, and does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of going all like 80s schoolgirl.
What?
Well, do you like me or do you like me? Or, you know, yes means no and no means yes. And
oh, jeez.
I don't know.
Yeah. It should be some fun conversations.
Yeah, just kind of veer off the whole HR thing. And I know we get, well, I can't say HR, but IT thing. I know we get some comments here and there about what we're doing, and I think people enjoy it. But I think it's going to be nice to mix things up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. We have to. So, there's only so much you can talk about HR and IT.
There's a lot we can talk about HR and IT.
Yeah, but it's the same stuff over and over again.
This one guy on this news group, he said he's tired of his employees clocking in late. He's like, he's pissed. He's like, I'm done with people clocking in late. It's 7:32, and they're supposed to be here by 7:30 or 7:29 to clock in. So, you know, if you're late, you're going to basically go outside to the front of the shop, quote unquote, and you're going to start cleaning every day from 4 to 4:15.
Yeah.
He's about to lose a lot of people.
I can't imagine that.
In this world, just be happy that they freaking showed up.
Right.
So I don't know. What'd you think about when you saw that post?
Yeah, it's not the way I would handle that situation at all.
No, not at all.
No.
Me neither. So.
Yeah. Good luck to him.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say. I understand his pain, but good luck, buddy.
Good luck, buddy. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. So, looking forward to next week. What's on your plate?
Quite a few client meetings, actually. Quite a few client meetings, an interview. Just
an interview or interviews?
Interview.
For who? For us?
Yeah.
HR or IT?
HR.
Do we get to meet this person? Boy, girl?
Boy.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Should be interesting.
I mean, we had like 50 resumes come in.
Well, for IT.
Yeah, for IT.
All over the country.
It's amazing,
That
isn't it?
should be fun to whittle away.
If you haven't heard yet, we're expanding, and we're not going to get into it because I'm just afraid to get into it right now.
Yeah, let's not.
I think the amount of time that we have left in this podcast to even talk about it is not there.
Maybe
But
next podcast.
Colorado.
Yep.
You know what's funny is I say Denver, but I mean Colorado. I mean like the state. Florida, Minnesota, Iowa.
That's what we're focused on now.
Yeah, of course, Nebraska. So 5 states,
Yep.
regional area, expanding like you couldn't believe. And to that, I think this whole manifesting thing, like when you talk about it, things happen. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things I see out there on TikTok, and my nose is running. Excuse me. Instagram or whatever, like people that manifest things, people laugh, but I think it's true. I think you talk yourself into shit, and like it's like, all right, because 4 weeks ago were we expanding to Florida and Colorado and Minnesota and Iowa and everything else? And the answer's like, no. And then all of a sudden something changes. Mr. Ben Maston, this guy, he says, hey, I'm thinking about moving back to Florida. I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and expand to Florida. So we did that. And Jason's heart was like, absolutely, let's do this. And so we did it. So now we're in the process of expanding to Florida, looking at additional companies to buy, building business. And it just amazes me.
Yeah,
Am I
it's
saying
crazy.
too much?
No. But I'd stop there because
Dude.
it's a whole nother episode.
Dude, most employees know about this stuff, don't they?
Yeah, we've had
Okay,
staff
good.
meetings over this. Yes.
We have?
Yeah.
Meetings or just kind of?
Meetings.
Okay, good. Just
You were there. You spoke. Yes.
okay. We'll stop there.
Yep.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
I think it was more of a Google chat that went out to everybody.
No, it was a meeting as well.
Okay, there we go.
Yep. Friday afternoon, 4:00, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Before we left for Colorado.
Yeah, that I was excited about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm engaged.
Yeah, we could tell.
So,
We're
anyways,
meeting.
so excited. So, manifestation, I do believe in. You say what you want to say, and it'll definitely come true.
Well, yep.
So,
Focus on what you want.
so what's the big change for this week? You think? What should we do this week? That's something different.
Oh, let's just focus on those 5 states
Those 5 states. That's wonderful.
and keep rolling.
Keep rolling. So
Yeah.
next few weeks we're gonna be introducing. That word again that crossed my mind, but I can't say it. Plethora of couples and people like us. Hopefully
Yes.
not like us, but like us. Be interview style, CNN style, kind of 6 across the screen type of thing, and bring them in. We're going to have additional in the heart of a podcast release. I know this week I'm going to commit you to 4 of them at least this week. 4. We're going to have Jason Hart podcast going on, Heart and Hustle podcast going on. Hopefully, documentaries on Soarin Group.
And maybe in between all these social media posts, we'll have time to actually work.
Yeah. Us? We'll work. It's Victoria, man. She's going to be like, that new convertible's going to be sitting in the garage getting all dusty.
Yeah. No,
She'll be in the office
She'll be in
editing.
the office the entire time.
Yeah, she will. So anyways, but questions, concerns, thoughts, comments, if you want to be on the podcast or kind of, well, maybe not, but if you want to contribute to the podcast, I'd love to have you on there. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about?
That's it.
That's
Sounds
it?
good to me.
Is that it?
Yeah. Goodbye.